all new to me.
Why do we gotta let those other people bring us down?
Well, that's kind of cool. See, now we're using modal interchange.
And then this is kind of a weird part. I didn't know if I was gonna change the chords for this or not, but it's
When we don't have to grow up.
There we go.
Everybody know now. I just wanna be me.
Hi, I'm Nat Graves. I'm sitting here with my daughter Beth. So we have 8 kids, as many of you know. Beth is, I think, the one of our children that was at the youngest age drawn to music, and she right away just showed a talent for singing and coming up with ideas for music. And anyway, we've been talking about a long time, putting some of your songs down. We're finally sitting down today and gonna go over a little pre-production of putting together a group of Beth songs. Right now we got our little ukulele, which is what you write a lot on, right? Mostly.
yeah.
You've been learning some piano and
And guitar, but
And
I'm just not very good at
but
those.
ukulele is kind of how you express yourself, right?
Well, it's just the easiest for me to write music because I actually know how to play it completely.
Right. We're kind of going to take you on that process of starting all the way from right now, talking about it, to flushing out the songs, to pre-production of the songs, which includes figuring out, do we want a piano, do we want guitar, do we want a bass, do we want electric guitar, or do we want all of that, or do we want it more simple?
Which probably for the most part it would be more simple, but I could see some songs not being as simple, but
Yeah. Well, and that's part of the process. What would you say is your top song? Maybe you can show me.
I guess everyone's a critic. I don't get it. Why you gotta be so hard?
So you're singing in a minor scale and playing a major chord over it.
All right. So why don't you pick up your guitar and ask her to start singing and see if you can add a guitar to it.
Well, Cadence took my guitar.
I guess everyone's a critic. I don't get it. Why you gotta be so harsh? I spent most of my life trying to fit in, but it's no fun. Why can't we all just let go? Everybody stop and go with the flow. Why do you gotta let these other people bring us down? When we don't have to grow, let everybody know now. I just wanna.
I really like your melody. The chords aren't working with your melody that are there. Okay, so look, in the key of C, which is technically what you're in because you're using A minor, C, and F. D, where you're starting, however, isn't in the key of C. Because if you take the scale in a C major, that's what determines that D is actually minored in the key of C, right? And you've went through music theory in school. You can use D major as like a taste thing, but to start there, to me, it just, something feels off. And maybe this is where you and I, it's like, we're going to have to come to an agreement probably on this, if this is one we're going to do. So I think if we just kind of go through, you sing the melody, let's try to figure out what feels right with that melody you're singing. I don't want to change your tune at all. Just want to find what's right that fits, okay? So go ahead and try.
I guess everyone's a critic. I don't get it. Why you gotta be so harsh?
See, I think that's what it is. Instead of the F, C, we use C, G. Does that feel like it fits to you?
Yeah.
We're not going to argue over that. That's just there. Okay, so let's do the verse again. Oops, D major there. Go ahead.
I guess everyone's a critic. I don't get it. Why you gotta be so harsh?
Okay, next line.
I spent most of my life trying
it. I'm just guessing. This is all new to me.
Why do we gotta let those other people bring us down?
Well, that's kind of cool. See, now we're using modal interchange.
And then this is kind of a weird part. I didn't know if I was gonna change the chords for this or not, but it's
When we don't have to grow up.
There we go.
Everybody know now. I just wanna be me.
Okay, cool. So you know what we're actually doing? In the verse, you're playing in the key of G, but you're starting from the D, but it's technically the key of G because we're using D, C, and G, right? Mm-hmm. But then in the chorus, you're actually switching back to the key of D, which is the chord you started with. But see, in the verse, you never actually go there, which is kind of cool. We're using two keys. And that's where you were trying to go with it, but that's why I was a little confused. It didn't feel quite there. But let's try that again, the chorus and stuff, because I want to see if
the
we're...
chorus.
Mm-hmm.
When we don't have to grow up, let everybody know now. I just wanna be me.
And then does it end, or is that where it resolves, or does it repeat again?
I haven't decided.
It feels like it needed to go a little longer, because that felt good. And so this is kind of where you're at, just one verse and that chorus idea. So that's one song, right, that you've just got basic ideas for. We're going to have to hash it out. You need to write another verse for it. And I think the chorus could use one more turn. And maybe we come up with a bridge, right? Which actually, you kind of had a bridge idea, right?
I think so, somewhere recorded somewhere.
So just give me another idea of another song you got.
Okay, this one's very short because I don't have a lot written for it, but I really like the idea of it.
But so you want to expand it?
Yeah, it's just an idea at this point. But
okay.
It's, oh man, now I'm spacing.
Why can't I fall in love just like everybody else? Why can't I find myself though I'm trying to get help? Why does it feel like everything I try seems to backfire? I'm sorry that
I had a lyric there, but I don't remember it now. Anyways.
Okay, and that's as far as you got with that one. Now I know you had some other songs that were pretty much complete, right?
Yeah.
But we obviously, I think you need to write them down, get the chord structure out so we can, because that's kind of a big deal if we're going to produce these songs.
Yeah.
We need to know, what key's right for you.
I mean, I could just play one of my finished songs.
Okay, do it. Sing it to me, because I have a remembrance that I helped.
We don't wanna be a part of that mold. We just wanna be.
Oh, that's right. I remember this one. It's like,
wanna be a part of that mold. We just we can make it on our own. We don't need the pressure to be something we're not. We don't need to tell us what we can and cannot do. That's not your job. We don't wanna be like everyone else, 'cause if we're not ourselves, then where's the fun in that? All we wanna do is break the rules, play our song and keep on singing. Whoa. And that's the chorus. We don't wanna be a part of that mold. We just wanna be free and let it go. We don't need your boxes, no, no, no. Now you're getting old, you let your dreams go. You stayed inside your mold, you got nothing to show. So don't hold us back. And that's it.
Okay, so cool. So that's just kind of the raw song. When we produce it, I mean, that one I could hear actually having, good bass, drums, lots of stuff.
I actually wrote that one.
And instead of just being like a strumming song, sorry.
I actually wrote that one with my band. Christian came up with the lyric that was like,
Christian, your brother.
yeah, my brother we had a band, and he actually came up with the all is for a check that don't last long, which I thought was a cover lyric, but I really like that song. I mean, I wrote most of it.
Yeah. So you give him credit for a little bit, huh?
Well, they definitely help with the other instruments, but I was the one who wrote most of the lyrics and actually figured out the chords, and my dad helped me a little bit.
Yeah, I think I seem to have a little memory of helping you on the chorus there.
A little bit. Okay, so this is one that I wrote that it has kind of two different versions. I have a bunch of lyric ideas for it, but I don't have it all put together. But this is the beginning of it. Can I have a chance to see what you see? 'Cause you say so much in me. This might have to be done on the recording.
Oh.
You see the beauty that I'm blind to. You see, there's a lot of different ideas to it, but
Well, cool. So it seems like we have a lot of things that need substance added. So we got our work cut out for us. But luckily, we live in the same house, so we have lots of time together.
this one, did I already say that this gives me early 2000 vibes?
No.
Yeah. Okay. What did I do to mess it up with you? When did things change? Am I not the same? You're acting strange, so please do explain. What did I do? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? I don't know where to go from there. But
It was cool, but you know what? I just had a revelation while we were sitting here.
What?
And I was listening to that. When you were little, she used to sit on my lap while I'd practice guitar, and I used to mess around a lot with songs with what I was saying, the modal interchange, which is using 2 keys in one song, and you tend to do that like in all your songs, it seems like, which is cool because I mean it's something I did, but I'm realizing maybe that's what stuck with you when you were really little. Could be. Your job that I'm going to leave on you is you need to start making a list and a log and all the songs printed out, typed, so it's easy to read, and start putting your chords down, and then we'll revise them, we'll take notes, then you go back and get it right so that when we start actually doing the recording, we have something real.
We probably pick like 1 song a week to work on.
Yeah, and I wouldn't assume that we're going to be able to, the recording process, if it's simple, we could do it in a couple days. If it's not simple, it can take a long time.
Yeah.
You know, so what we need to do is kind of
I just-
flush
I
out the
just need,
ideas.
like, 1 song that we kind of get the main idea of
Okay.
a week. Not like we have to finish it, but we just.
Okay. If it's easier for you to write, the other thing that I can do is you can sit down with me and then I can knock out kind of a backing music track. Maybe not finished, but at least it gives you some inspiration. We're going to do this in Logic. I love Logic. It's just, I've become very
Logic is
comfortable.
nice. Not a lot of people have that anymore.
Oh, you mean like real Logic. But yeah, no, this is a software DAW, which do you know what DAW stands for? Digital Audio Workstation. All right. We're going to use this as a way to vlog you recording your album. But actually, if you guys want to follow along and watch, you may be able to learn some things about recording, about the type of equipment to use, about plugins, about production tricks. You get to see what Beth's going to do, how we go from a real rough, raw, simple idea to a finished production. We're going to try to do it in a way, though, that you can kind of follow the process. And maybe it'll be a little bit of a learning experience. You guys can join us on this journey of watching Beth write and finish your songs. If you want to be updated on all the new ones and all the things that we're doing and going through with this process, don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell so you get the notifications.
Follow us on Instagram, Graves8 Family.
You know what? Maybe we'll do this in a way where you guys can put in some input. We're going to go through some production ideas and maybe, I don't doubt that Beth and I are going to have some disagreements on what sounds best. So maybe you guys can just comment in and tell us, oh, hey, Dad was totally wrong on that one. You know, you need to listen to what Beth, I think it would sound better without that. Or you could say, you know, Dad's idea is definitely, that's what's going to make that song. Beth's a talented singer and I'm going to help her mold her songs into something that, you know, hopefully you all can enjoy.
We don't need to